You're my little secret, and that's how we should keep it. And everybody's mind about you and I. They think so, but they don't really know, don't wanna know. And you're my little secret, and I don't know the words, no. All right, so I feel like that's a little perfect segue into tonight's topic. Are you your own sneaky link? Are you your own sneaky link? How to stop treating yourself and your desires as a dirty little secret. Shout out to Escape. So I am excited to get into this topic. This should be short and sweet. I just have a few points that I want to hit on why or how you can stop treating yourself as a dirty little secret. And before I get into that, let me officially introduce myself. I am J Empress, this uniquely self-proclaimed sensual soul seer, aka the unapologetic sexy self-love coach. And sexy to me is when it's safe and easy for you to express yourselves, okay? I have a Sexy Self-Love Academy 5-week program for Black women, femme, and non-binary beings that are interested in radically increasing their self-confidence, learning how to be holistically whole within your skin, that is mind, body, and spirit, and how to have uninhibited fun, you know what I'm saying? How to fuck it up for greater abundance, which is tomorrow's topic. I'm really excited for that. But yes, so if you're interested in the 5-week Sexy Self-Love Academy, DM your girl Mask Off, because that is the title for this series, Mask Off, or Unmasking Yourself. But DM me Mask Off, and I'll give you more deets about the program. With no further ado, let's get into what we're here for tonight. Thank you for joining me in the sexy sanctuary. And once again, sexy is when it's safe and easy for you to express yourselves. I want to curate and cultivate a space where you feel like it's easier for you to show up in your full, expression of who you are. Your vulnerability, having fun, fuck it mode, whatever, So the title of this series the last couple of days has been Unmasking Yourself. How to unmask pause. Take it all off, shorty. That's the topic. Take it all off. How to unmask your authentic, unapologetic self. That has been the theme for the entire series. And tonight, it's about how to stop treating yourself and your desires, because your desires are an extension of yourself. And if you didn't know that, I'm gonna get into that in a second, as a dirty little secret. You're my little secret. You don't want to treat yourself and your desires as a dirty little secret. Like, ew, that. Are you your own sneaky link? Ooh. Okay, so let's get into it. First, let's define desire. If you've been tuned in before, I am very intentional about language and my words, because in order for you to apply a concept, in order for you to actually have a concept show up within your life with success, you need to understand what that concept is. Hello, please drop a purple heart or a wave. I see you in the sanctuary. Thank you for joining. And if you feel what I'm saying, please feel free to invite other folks to join in. But yes, I believe very deeply in understanding what words mean so that we can actually conceptualize them and understand how they show up in our lives. So desire is a strong feeling of wanting to have something or wishing for something to happen. It's a craving that implies a deep and imperative wish for something based on a sense of need and hunger. So that's two parts. I'm gonna read that again. Desire is defined as a strong feeling of wanting to have something or wishing for something to happen. It is also a craving, which implies a deep and imperative wish for something based on a sense of need and hunger. So knowing and understanding what desire is can provide a better context for its importance to and for your life. So I really want you to like understand the definition of it. Let me break down the definition before I get into how you can stop treating yourself and your desires, what I'm defining as a dirty little secret. So the whole strong feeling and wanting to have something or wishing for something to happen. And then there's also a craving that applies a deep and imperative wish based on a sense of need and hunger. I like that in this definition, desire is both a want and a need. It doesn't distinguish. Let me see, how can I explain it? Neither one is more important than the other. Desire is both a want and is both a need. And as a want, it's a very strong want. You know, that's actually how and why it's also a need, because it has such a deep and imperative. Imperative is like a demand, an imperative wish. So wish goes more into want, but it's a deep and it's imperative wish based on a sense of need and hunger. Let me go a little deeper into that. I want to explore the intersections between desire and the erotic, because where are my words today? A lot of how the language used to define desire comes up in the erotic, especially as our ancestor, Aunty Audre Lorde, defines it. So she talks a lot about the power of the erotic. And so I want to explore the intersection so you can understand the importance of desire, aka the erotic, to and for your life. So let me go ahead and quote Aunty Audre. So she says, "There are many kinds of power, used and unused, acknowledged or otherwise. The erotic is a resource within each of us that is firmly rooted in the power of our unexpressed or unrecognized feeling. Pornography emphasizes sensation without feeling. The erotic is a measure between the beginnings of our sense of self and the chaos of our strongest feelings." I go that strongest feelings. It is an internal sense of satisfaction. For the erotic is not only a question of what we do, it is a question of how acutely and fully we can feel in the doing. And she's not done yet. So she also says, we are taught to separate the erotic demand. There go that demand. Imperative demand. We are taught to separate the erotic demand from the most vital areas of our lives other than sex. The very word erotic comes from the Greek word eros, the personification of love in all its aspects, born of chaos and personifying creative power and harmony. Today is trying my patience. I would just name a thing. Let me take a pause and recenter, because I came on the live a little bit late because the internet has been trying my patience today. And then I am hearing all of the noise in the background, and where I am currently in Mexico, and it's pretty noisy, and I'm used to the noise. It's a different kind of noise. It's a peaceful kind of noisy, I feel like, but it's aggravating, right? It's aggravating me right now. I've had some aggravating things happen today, and I'm doing my best to move through them, but I can feel myself being so let me go ahead and name it, breathe through it, and release. I ain't faking no funk. Okay, we're back. The very word erotic comes from the Greek word eros, the personification of love in all its aspects, born of chaos and personifying creative power and harmony. The erotic is the nurturer or nursemaid of all our deepest knowledge. See, there's so many intersections between desire and erotic. The deepest feeling, the strongest feeling, the imperative, the demand, and now we got this deepest knowledge. Okay, I'm not finished. This is one reason why the erotic is so feared and so often relegated to the bedroom alone when it is recognized at all. For once we begin to feel deeply in all the aspects of our lives, we begin to demand from ourselves and from our life pursuits that they feel in accordance with that joy which we know ourselves to be capable of. Recognizing the power of the erotic within our lives can give us the energy to pursue genuine change within the world. Whew. If you don't know about Audre Lorde, please let this be an encouragement for you to seek her out and look her up, because she has so much wisdom to dispense. Rest in paradise. That is our great ancestor, one of our great queer ancestors, our great Black ancestors, our great Black women ancestors that spoke about the erotic as power. So with all of that being said, because that was a lot, I have a couple of questions that I want to, throw out to you for you to consider for yourself. Because what she talked about, it being relegated, that goes to the specific topic of like, are you your own sneaky link? Are you treating yourself as a sneaky link? Are you treating your desires as a sneaky link? Are you relegating them to the periphery? So, what power does the erotic have in your life? What power does the erotic have in your life? What would it look like for you to invite desire to touch every facet of your life? What would it look like for you to invite desire to touch every facet of your life? Do you even know what your desires are? If you do, what priority do you provide them? Are they relegated to just the bedroom? When you think of desires, it's something that is only in the sexual context, Are they relegated, period, just to the peripheral, like some secret lover? Are you treating your desires like they're a sneaky link? Are you ashamed of them? Are you ashamed of your desires? Are you secretly thrilled by them, but afraid to court them in public, afraid to name them aloud? And how does that affect the way that you show up in the world? Because as I said before, as I said earlier, your desires are reflections and intersections of who you are. So if you are treating your desires as a sneaky link, if you are relegating them to the periphery, and as Aunty Audre said, that this is our power, our unexpressed, unrecognized power, what do you think that impact has on the way that you show up and you move throughout the world, the way that you go after your dreams, your life pursuits, as Aunty Audre said? So, with that being said, very quickly, how to stop treating yourself, how to stop treating these desires, your desires, as a dirty little secret. How can you do so? Let's get into it very quickly. Some quick tips. Give yourself permission to dream/desire. Give yourself permission to dream/desire. That is very important. Sometimes we don't allow ourselves to think about with any serious consideration, what we want. As soon as we think it, we automatically dismiss it, And so a lot of times that suppression comes from not even allowing ourselves to give ourselves the space and the sanctuary to invite these ideas, these strong feelings, these strong wishes and wants and needs and cravings, giving them the space to thrive or to even just be. So give yourself permission to dream and desire. This woman, Dr. Lorde, from The Principles of Pleasure. If you have not seen that show on Netflix, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. It is so informative and really sexy, very sexy. So Dr. Lorde Broda, I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name, says that desire really relies on a brain-body connection. Everything begins with the mind, begins and continues with the mind, but it's the mind and the body together, because your body embodies whatever it is that you're thinking. So desire really relies on a brain and body connection. So how do you give yourself permission to even dream and desire? Put it in your mind, put it in your body, okay? So put it in your mind, create some desire affirmations. And I'm going to give you a few as an example that you can say to yourself. Feel free to tweak them as you know, as they fit, as they suit your spirit. But this is how you begin to give yourself permission to dream/desire. First one, I give myself permission to desire or dream aloud. I give myself permission. I grant myself permission to dream aloud. I grant myself permission to desire aloud. I am worthy of all that I desire. I am worthy of all that I desire. I am worthy of receiving. I am worthy of receiving my yeses. I am worthy of receiving my yeses. I know the essence of what I want, and I get it. I know the essence of what I want, and I get it. And I really like this one. This one is some of them are affirmations that I myself have created and come up with, and you know, I say to myself, and then others are ones that I found along the way. This is a new one that I found, and I really, really like this one. I am easily welcoming, inviting, cherishing. Okay, internet. I am easily welcoming, inviting, cherishing, accepting, receiving, and allowing all that I desire without guilt or shame. Even saying that feels really, really good. I am easily welcoming, inviting, cherishing, accepting, receiving, and allowing all that I desire without guilt or shame. If you don't remember any of them, I really highly recommend that you commit that one to memory. That I'm putting that one on my new desire affirmations, because that is so, so beautiful. Welcoming, inviting, cherishing, accepting, receiving, allowing, like, ooh, all those great, great terms. And then without guilt or shame, because that's where the sneaky link part comes in. A lot of times we don't allow ourselves to give ourselves the permission to desire, because someone told us at some point that, like, what we desire, it's not. Someone told us at one point that what we desire is not desirable. You know, it's not appropriate or whatever have you, some type of negative association with it. And so we tell ourselves that what we want, like, we're not supposed to have it. You know, we have all this guilt and we have all of this shame, and then we don't even allow ourselves to dream new desires because the old desires did not receive the reception that we wanted. You can provide that reception for yourself. Reclaim that reception for yourself, okay? Again, desire relies on a brain-body connection. So you're giving yourself permission to desire, you're saying your affirmations, but now you want to feel what desire feels like in your body, because it has to have that intersection of the brain and the body. Embody desire. How do you do so? You can meditate on desire or pleasure. There is this liberatory pleasure meditation that I received from a practitioner that I absolutely love, and I'm going to share a condensed version of it that you can do for yourself, okay? So that you can get comfortable with embodying pleasure, knowing what it feels like in your body and not feeling, again, guilt or shame with it. Once you're able to embody pleasure, embody that sense of like, okay, this feels good, that will allow a space. It will allow you to become a conduit to name those desires that you have, okay? So for this liberatory pleasure practice, I want you to, first you're gonna get comfortable, of course. Do whatever you do when you are in a meditative. It's so funny. The other day when I was having my my little emotional breakdown, I was thinking, I think yesterday I was thinking to myself, like, wow, not once. I was on the live for more than an hour and not once did the internet go out. And I was like, look at God. Now God is being funny and petty because I've had so many freaking notices of like poor connection, but it's all good. We're gonna get through it. Okay, so do whatever you do when you are practicing meditation. If you've never practiced meditation before, then you want to get into a comfortable space. You can lie down, you can sit on like a pillow, you know, do whatever you need to do that makes your body feel comfortable. You know, you don't have to like sit rigid in like a lotus position. Do whatever you need to do to allow your body to feel comfortable, okay? And allow yourself to be comfortable with stillness, okay? So do whatever you need to do that will allow your body to be comfortable being still for a little bit, all right? If you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes or you can just lower your gaze, soften your gaze, but you just want to allow yourself to soften and be still for a little bit, okay? Then you want to concentrate on something that brings you pleasure and or joy, okay? Doesn't have to be sexual, you know. A couple of examples: it can be relaxing on the beach, it can be a hot cup of tea, enjoying your favorite flavor of tea, a big bowl of ice cream, you know, something very mini, brief that brings you a sense of pleasure or joy. And then sit with that image. Sit with that image and feel the sensation of that image in your mind. And then think about the different sensations through your senses. What does the sensation of that image, whatever that is, relaxing on the beach, ice cream, drinking your tea, whatever, what does it smell like? So you're on the beach, you're smelling the salty water, you know, the ice cream, you're smelling the flavor that you chose. The tea, you're smelling the, you know, the aroma of the herbs. What does it taste like? You know, that might be the salt on your tongue for the beach, whatever. What does it feel like in your body? Like, does your toes curl up? You know, does your shoulders start to soften? Like, start to recognize the way your body responds to these sensations. Do you start to smile? Does your heartbeat increase? Does it slow down? Take notice of where in your body you feel these sensations, and then recognize those throes of pleasure that we experience freedom. When we're experiencing joy, we experience freedom. Okay, so that is how you give yourself permission to desire and dream, by reconnecting reconnecting the body and the mind, affirming to yourself that you are allowed to actually desire, to want what you desire, to create a space for your desires to thrive and to be invited. Oh, okay. Yeah. Smell my lavender. This is what it looks like in real time when you start getting frustrated and you push through it. Okay. Where was I? Reconnecting the mind with the body, allowing yourself to affirm that you are indeed giving yourself permission to want what you want, that it's okay to want what you want, and then feel what it feels like when what you want, you know what I mean, when something brings you pleasure, how that feel good. So when you are exiling your desires, when you are relegating them to the periphery like they're unimportant, you are doing that to an aspect of yourself. you are fragmenting your wholeness, because we are made of desire. We are creatures of desire, okay? And understanding that and giving yourself permission to desire, and understanding that you are of desire, so it's okay to want desire because you are desire. Understand what desires look like, how to express your desire. So desires are usually expressed in terms of I want, I wish, I hope, I would like. Because a lot of times we don't have the specific language to articulate I wish, I hope, I would like. Those are the different ways in which we usually express our desires. So that brings me to the last and final point. You gave yourself permission to actually, reconnect with your desires and want your desires, to state those desires. You are understanding that you are a creature of desire. Now, create your desires list. Write what you want. What it is, what do you want? What do you wish for? What do you hope for? What would you like? Because these are imperative. These are important to who you are and how you show up and how you move through the world. So create a desires list. I want to, ... I wish to, ... I feel like those two are the most important. But you can use, like I said, the other ones as well. I hope or I would like. I feel like those are a little bit more of like kind of easing, is that a word? Easing into the declaration of the desire. I want, I feel like it's a little bit more assertive, you know what I mean? Whereas I hope, nothing is wrong with I hope. So when you're thinking about, you gave yourself permission and you're thinking about what is it that I actually do want, you can start with I hope or I would like, because that feels like a little bit of like a ease into the declaration of those desires. I'm going to share my desires list. Let me pull it up. So in 2017, there was a self-love challenge of writing out your desires list in no particular order, like giving yourself permission to desire. Why is God playing with me today? What's the lesson that you want me to learn? Because patience. To watch the replay back, it like does a little skip thing, so sometimes it cuts off what I'm saying. And okay, I desire for this internet to work with consistency. Okay, self-love challenge desires list. Again, this is from 2017, and this was me, saying what I'm urging you to do. Giving myself permission to think about what are the things that I strongly and deeply want. What are the things that are a craving that implies some sense of need or hunger. So in no particular order, I said I want to be a mother, especially to a girl child. I want to commit to a life partner. I want to travel to 50 countries before I'm 50. I got a lot more to go. I am so far at 13 and I'm about to be 35. I want to have mind-blowing, groundbreaking, earth-shattering sex. There's a check mark by that. I did that. I want to be kissed fully and slowly. Did that. I want to publish a book. Did that. Wild Yoni Flower, a self-love journey. Go check it out on Amazon. I want to work with the youth, the young people them. I have done that. I want to heal. I have that checked off, but I would say that's one of those things that's an ongoing thing, because your healing, it doesn't, as long as you're alive, you're in the process of healing if you commit to it. To get my PhD, that was my desire back then. to share a profound love with my soul companion while still unequivocally, unapologetically being myself. I love that. I'm about to say, can I check that off? Not my soul companion. Okay. Greet the new year in a different country. I did that. Wake up tomorrow. I did that. Own a home. Live beachside. Live on an island. I did that. I lived on Cozumel. Get a massage. I did that. Have a whirlpool tub. Have a whirlpool tub. And then last but not least, to be pampered, which I did that. I don't even know how many of these are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18. Oh, I like all numbers. I should have did 19. And 19 is my favorite number. But you see, they range from like really, really big desires to be a mother, to commit to a life partner. Those are very, very, big desires, to something as simple as wanting to wake up tomorrow. I desire to wake up tomorrow. Get a massage, to be pampered. Other things were more like spiritual. I want to heal. Some were more practical. I want to publish a book. So your desires can vary. They are supposed to vary. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to pigeonhole yourself and feel like just because it's a strong feeling or craving for something that it has to be this like really huge big thing. You know what I'm saying? No, it doesn't. So create a desires list. What do you want? What do you wish for? What do you want? What do you wish for? And if you haven't quite gotten up to that part, what do you hope for? What would you like? All right. Last thing I want you to know is that your desire has to outweigh any and all discomfort when it comes to committing yourself to change, okay? The decision to change, it starts within before any outward action begins. You have to really want it and feel convicted about your want and your desire. So the first step before you can feel that conviction is, of course, to name it. You got to name it. You got to give yourself permission to want what you want. And then once you name what it is that you want, then you can really truly want what you want. And then from that provides you the confidence and the motivation that you need to, like what Aunty Audre Lorde said, go after these life pursuits, with this zeal and this joy, knowing that you deserve it, okay? So I need for you to decide what it is that you want for yourselves. What do you want for yourselves? All of you. What do you want for yourself right now? What do you want for yourself a month from now? By the end of the season, this year? And if that feels like way too much for you to conceptualize, what don't you want? Because sometimes in the process of figuring out what we want, we have to go from the lens of what we don't want. We may not yet have the language for what I hope for, or what I would like, or what I would wish, or what I would want. So start with what you have. If that is what you don't know or what you don't want, start there. And allow your desires to be driven more by what you know you don't want. That will lead you to what you do want. All right, recapping. Okay, so tonight was all about desires, how to stop treating yourself and your desires, because your desires are an extension and reflection of who you are, as a dirty little secret. You don't want to be your own sneaky link. That ain't, I don't think that's cute. I don't even like the term sneaky link. I mean, it's trendy, it's cute, but I don't like it. Stop treating yourself as a sneaky link. Stop treating yourself and your desires as a dirty little secret. So first, understanding what desire is. I defined it as a strong feeling or wanting to have something or wishing for something to happen. It's a craving that applies a deep and imperative wish for something based on a sense of need and hunger. So it is both a want and a need, all right? Understanding and knowing what desire is allows you to understand how important it is for your life, because it is both a want and a need, a very strong want, and a need, okay? Understanding the intersection between desire and the erotic, the power of the erotic that we got from Aunty Audre Lorde, about how the power of the erotic extends in every aspect of our lives. It is a resource of power for us. So knowing what it is that you desire, being able to articulate that deep feeling, that is where your power comes from. So recognize that. What does the power of the erotic have in your life? And what would it look like for you to invite desire to touch every aspect, every facet of your life? Give yourself permission to desire. Start with affirmations. I gave a few examples. And embody the sensation of desire and pleasure in your body, because desire relies on the connection between the brain and the body, okay? And then last but not least, understand that we are, all of us are creatures of desire, okay? And in being creatures of desire, it is perfectly natural to be able to express what it is that you have a craving for, what it is that you have a deep hunger and need and want for, okay? And then finally, write that shit out, name it. Record yourself reading those desires, and then listen to it back, you know, to recreate and deepen that intimacy with yourself, to immerse yourself in that desire. And do the same thing when you say your desire affirmations. Don't just write them out, record them and listen to them. You know, you may have to do that before you get to the point of writing your desires out. You may have to, you know, be in a space a little bit where you need to hear yourself, granting yourself permission to actually name those desires, okay? Okay, so that is it. I hope that the messages were delivered the way I intended it to, because there were a lot of distractions going on tonight, but make it do what it do. Make it do what it do. I am J Empress, the uniquely self-proclaimed sensual soul seer, aka the unapologetic sexy self-love coach. And sexy to me is when it's safe and easy for you to express yourselves. If you're interested in getting more sexy with me, I have a 5-week Sexy Self-Love Academy, where my mission is to teach you how to be more holistically whole within your skin, mind, body, and soul, so that you feel, you know, unapologetic with how you show up, how you embody yourself, and how you show your embodied self to the world. I also want to help you have more uninhibited fun, you know, to reconnect to the sense of pleasure and joy without guilt, without shame, okay? That is what the Sexy Self-Love Academy is all about. So if you're interested, please send me a DM with the phrase mask off, and join me tomorrow for the last iteration, for now, of this series of unmasking your authentic, unapologetic self. So tomorrow's topic is how to fuck it up for greater abundance. How to fuck it up for greater abundance. I love a good acronym, and I love to say and do the word fuck, okay? So fuck it up is my special acronym, and also my framework for the Sexy Self-Love Academy. Like, fuck it up is how I have framed the curriculum. You know, we gonna fuck it up. Okay, so if you want to know what that's all about, tune in tomorrow, same time, 5:55 p.m. Central Time. Hopefully the internet will be more kind and responsive, inshallah. Thank you for tuning in, for those who tune live and for those who are tuned into the replay. I appreciate your presence. I shall holla. Peace.